We've all experienced this. You meet someone new or someone you vaguely know. You start with the usual hi, hello, followed by the default questions like what do you do or which team do you work in? After a few polite exchanges, awkward silence. I've been there more times than I can count, not just at work, but in all kinds of social situations. Meeting a distant cousin at a wedding you haven't seen in years, or talking to a complete stranger at a bar. So what if you could talk to anyone and almost never run out of things to say? The problem is, we all have some level of social anxiety, and it plays a role in our awkwardness. We're just at different levels. I personally graduated to the advanced levels without any cheat codes. At first, I blamed myself for being too shy, not confident, and just a little bit socially awkward. But like everyone else, I was the complete opposite around people I was comfortable with. That made me ask, what's really going on? How can one person act so differently? What I realized was that even though I'm an introvert, I don't have two personalities, and it wasn't even a confidence problem. It was a skill problem. I simply hadn't learned the art of small talk. And just like learning a new instrument or writing poetry, speaking to people is a skill that can be developed with practice. And if you enjoy practical ideas like this, things you can actually use in real life, you'll probably enjoy the rest of this video, so consider liking it and subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. Through years of trial and error, and by observing people better than me, I understood there are 5 methods you can use to speak to anyone fluently and rarely run out of things to say. Method 1. Find common ground and stay there. We naturally connect with people who share similar interests, experiences, or backgrounds. Sometimes it's obvious, like both of you enjoying golf. Other times it takes a bit of probing. But there's almost always something in common. When you find it, steer the conversation in that direction and stay there. Once you're on common ground, conversations stop feeling forced and start flowing on their own. Method 2. Listen more than you speak. Most people think that to get better at speaking, they need to talk more. But to improve your communication, you need to do the opposite. You need to listen more. That means actually listening without planning your response. When your mind wanders and prepares replies instead of paying attention, you end up saying something irrelevant. But when you listen properly, the right questions appear naturally, and the conversation becomes smoother and more engaging. Method 3. Ask intentional follow-up questions. If someone says, "I'm going to play golf this weekend," you have 2 choices. You can say, "Oh, that's interesting," and let the silence take over. Or you can ask intentional follow-up questions like, "Where do you usually play? How long have you been playing golf?" This naturally leads to more questions. Do you play competitively? Are you part of a club? You might not care about golf, and that's fine. What matters is that you're showing interest. This removes awkward pauses and gives you control over the conversation, because a conversation is simply a series of questions and answers, and the person asking the questions usually controls the direction. Method 4. Share small, relatable details about yourself. A good conversation shouldn't feel like an interview. After asking questions, add small, relevant details about yourself. Nothing impressive, nothing exaggerated, just relatable. This balances the conversation and makes the other person more comfortable opening up. Method 5. Be comfortable with silence. Even if you do everything right, some conversations will still go nowhere. There will be moments of silence, and that's okay. Silence isn't failure, it's just silence. If it happens, don't panic. Stay relaxed. It will pass. And if this video helped you feel a little more confident about talking to people, hit the like button and subscribe for more simple, practical ideas like this. The truth is, you'll never be perfect at conversations, and you don't need to be. But by following these 5 methods, more often than not, you'll be able to speak to anyone and never run out of things to say.